Hi, we're the Fine Brothers.
Consider yourselves warned.
In honor of the 50th animated feature film being released by Walt Disney Pictures, we're about to spoil all of them.
In chronological order.
In one take.
In under 3 minutes.
Starting now.
Snow White and Prince Charming live happily ever after.
Pinocchio becomes a real boy.
Mickey is saved from drowning by Yen Sid, and a bunch of other trippy stuff happens in the other segments.
Dumbo is reunited with his mother.
Bambi's mom is shot and killed, but Bambi grows up and finds happiness.
Goofy learns the ways of the native gaucho, and Jose introduces Donald to the samba.
Donald travels South America, and the celebration ends with him being blown away by firecrackers.
Among other shorts, Willie the Whale is killed but sings on in heaven.
Among other shorts, Mickey and friends get the harp from the giant and save their town.
Among other shorts, Little Toot is cast away, but then he saves the day.
Mr. Toad regains control over Toad Hall, and in the other short, Ichabod was seemingly taken away by the Headless Horseman.
Cinderella and Prince Charming live happily ever after.
Alice wakes herself up. It appears it was all a dream.
Wendy, John, and Michael are returned to London after defeating Captain Hook.
Lady and the Tramp live happily ever after.
Sleeping Beauty and Prince Philip live happily ever after.
The Dalmatians escape Cruella, and the Darlings adopt them all.
Arthur removes the sword from the stone and becomes a king of England.
Mowgli rejoins human society.
The Madam's will is changed to open a home for all the stray cats of Paris.
Oh, da lolly. Robin Hood and Maid Marian live happily ever after.
Among other shorts, the narrator helps Tigger down from the tree and teaches everyone how to bounce.
Penny is adopted by loving parents.
Copper saves Todd's life, but they part forever. A fox and a hound just can't be friends.
Rudy sacrifices himself to save the day and comes back to life.
Ratigan is exposed as an imposter and dies.
Oliver finally finds a family of his own.
Ariel and Prince Eric live happily ever after.
McLeach falls over a waterfall, and Bianca and Bernard get engaged.
Everyone returns to human form, and Belle and the Beast, whose name apparently is Beast, live happily ever after.
Genie is freed, and Aladdin and Jasmine live happily ever after.
Mufasa is murdered by Scar, then Simba defeats him and becomes the Lion King.
John Smith is shot saving the chief from Radcliffe, and he must leave Pocahontas to get medical care.
Frollo dies, Quasimodo is accepted into society, and Esmeralda and Captain Phoebus live happily ever after.
Hercules destroys Hades due to his love of Meg and is allowed to remain on Earth.
Mulan reveals herself to be a woman and helps China win the war.
Tarzan and Jane stay to live with the gorilla troop.
Flamingos play with yo-yos as Sprite brings color to the world, and many other not nearly as trippy things happen in this sequel.
Aladar defeats the Carnotaur and makes it to the breeding ground.
Cusco is turned back to a human and changes his ways for good.
Milo stays with Kida, and the rest make up a lie that they never found Atlantis.
Stitch is allowed to serve as exile on Earth as part of Lilo's family.
Jim becomes a military cadet.
Kanai killed Koda's mother but becomes a bear again and rejoins the tribe with him.
Slim is arrested and Patches of Heaven is saved.
The aliens weren't evaporating everyone. They were teleporting them to a UFO, and eventually everything is turned back to normal.
Lewis travels in time to prevent Goob from becoming the bowler hat guy and continues inventing.
Penny and Bolt leave the TV show to live a more peaceful life together.
Tiana and Naveen become human again and live happily ever after.
And finally, Rapunzel escapes her tower, and her and Flint, as if you couldn't guess, live happily ever after. Happily ever after.
Happily ever after.
Happily ever after.
Happily ever after.
Oh no! Happily ever after.
Shut the f up. Oh, the lolly. Robin Hood and Maid Marian live happily ever after. Oh, the lolly. Robin Hood and Maid Marian live happily ever after.